Hey guys, welcome back to Forbidden Frequency. So regarding the Kiely Rodni case, I mentioned in my previous video about Sammy Smith that there was a guy named Ronnie who called into ICKEDMEL's show, and Ryan Upchurch ended up getting in on the phone call and kind of calling this guy out on some stuff. Well, Ryan just uploaded a few minutes ago another video pertaining to Red Flag Ronnie, and the information, it literally could be nothing, or this guy could literally be like hella involved or know someone who's hella involved and is just a big moron. I will also have the link for Ryan's video down below so that you can take a look yourself. Basically, the rundown of the situation is that this Ronnie guy called in, like I said, to ICKEDMEL's show, basically saying that he was a local in the area. He claims to be 30-something years old with like 3 kids, and he used to party out at the campground. But according to his story, he partied out there when he was like 23, knowing that there's going to be underage minor girls there. And he's very descriptive in the way that he gives you information about how those parties go down, about how the older guys will show up from all over the place bringing in the cocaine and the mushrooms and all the real crazy stuff that shouldn't be around, the pills, all the things, and then basically find a group of 2 or 3 young idiot girls that willingly say yes to an older guy who's giving them something free, and basically just give them free crap all night and see how far it can get. Like, this is basically the way that this guy himself ran this down, of the way this party goes. Like, it's just completely disgusting. There's no way that he was telling this story from his own view without it actually being from his own view. I implore you, go down to the link and just listen to the conversation yourself. Last night, Ryan went live on YouTube and something ended up going wrong and it froze, so he switched over to Twitch. Now, there was apparently a new person following him that was in his inbox, like basically begging him to call him. This guy is basically trying to tell Ryan that this Ronnie guy exists, that he's real. Ryan's talking about how the Facebook page that was apparently Ronnie's was deleted, but before it could get deleted, they took this picture off of it. Okay, now I want you to keep this face in mind because you're going to see it again in a second. The guy's voice sounds very similar to the Ronnie guy. Now, as you could tell, the Facebook profile was a black male. And if you look at the information in Ryan's video, there's a plate tag on the vehicle that's actually behind the guy in the photo. So they ran that tag. It popped up like 70-something different times. This car has been listed for sale for like 30-something grand. Just this year. Like, it's a huge list whenever you run this plate of this car being sold. That tells me right there this guy is into some sketchy stuff. Whoever the dude is in the Facebook photo with the fake plate that's been attached to a million different sales obviously is up to no good, and I'm gonna leave that at that. So the guy gives Ryan his phone number, and Ryan takes the phone number and tries to find out who it belongs to. This guy is telling him that his name is Miro, M-I-R-O, according to the DMs that Ryan shows in the video. But there's like multiple female names that pop up as the owners of this phone number, so there's already like the 20th red flag there. Then he gets the address from the phone number information and basically puts it into Google Maps. And he dropped the little man into Google Maps. And look what he found. Google Earth just so happened to have came by and taken the photo as someone who looks exactly like this guy from the deleted Facebook is sitting in their garage. Take a look. I want you to look at the shoes, because the thing that Ryan says next is interesting, and how he actually kind of like catches this guy up. And the shoes only matter because apparently at some point the Ronnie profile like went live, but was holding the camera real strange and you really couldn't see his face, and at some point he maneuvered his phone to where it caught like his lower leg and his shoe. So Ryan took this screenshot. Notice how much they look alike. I don't want to hear any racial comments. This isn't some sort of stereotyping. This isn't me being racist, okay? Certain tones and certain races' voices, you can kind of tell the color of their skin by how their voice sounds, okay? Like, if anyone is going to argue with me about that, then you're just not human and you just don't pay attention to your surroundings, okay? The Ronnie guy that made the call and this guy who Ryan's talking to sound white, okay? They sound like straight up white boys. And you'll see at the end, the dude shows Ryan his face. He sends him a video. It matters because the guy who is claiming to be Ronnie that went live, if you look at the shoe, look again. Look at the skin color on the leg. That's a black guy, okay? Which would mean it matches the Facebook profile photo of the Facebook that was deleted, okay? So this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at now, but hold on a second, okay? Just breathe and calm down. Ryan sends a picture of this shoe to this guy that he's messaging. And the guy's response was, "That's Ronnie's shoe." Okay? This isn't making any sort of sense because, yes, this guy is claiming he knows Ronnie and Ronnie's real. That's the whole point of this conversation. And he doesn't tell the guy that this is a shoe that I took a screenshot of whenever Ronnie went live the other day. He just sends the photo and the guy instantly recognizes the shoe. It takes this guy like a long time to comprehend what Ryan is trying to tell him. He's telling him, bro, I got your phone number. I got the address from the phone number. I put the address from your phone number into Google and this is what it shows me. Ronnie's house. The black guy who's supposed to be Ronnie sitting outside of a house attached to the address of the phone number you gave me and told me to call to talk to you. You. Like, this guy's not Ronnie, but there's something so fishy going on. Like, something is just... It could be a red herring, but this guy is like really, really trying here. And it's like suspicious almost. Like, y'all already know from my previous video how I feel about Sammy, but that's not how an investigation works. You don't just focus on one thing, you have every possibility open. So just the fact that this guy ran to a different media to try to find Ryan and get him to call him and all this crap is just so bizarre. So after the entire conversation gets down and the guy actually sends like a video of his face, which this is him. So if anybody recognizes this guy, they need to report it to the police that this is what this guy is now going around and doing, because this situation is just getting a little bit out of hand. But he's basically sitting there saying that he just pinged his own phone and it popped up in Roseville, which is where he apparently lives. So he doesn't know how Ryan was able to pull up a Sacramento house address with that phone number and blah, 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 blah. Okay, but he did. And it went straight to a guy's house that looks exactly like the guy that was in the Facebook profile that was supposed to be this Ronnie cat. You're lying, sir. This is so sketch. He's putting a black guy on the Instagram and on the Facebook when he's a white dude. But you're contacting somebody about Ronnie and your personal contact information leads straight to Ronnie. I don't know. The whole thing is just so messed up. I am now working on a timeline. We have a gap here, guys. We have a 4-hour gap of we don't know what the hell happened in that gap. They have scaled back the search as of yesterday. There's mixed information about that. I think Michelle After Dark called it the acute search time, well, where they'll go like super hella full force for a certain amount of time, but then they have to start doing other things too. They can't just dedicate everything to just one case. That's not how it works, unfortunately. So it could be good because that means that they have information that leads them to believe that she's not out there, or they really just have nowhere to go, and I really think that that's where it's at. They've even been quoted as saying they just have no idea where to look next for Kiely. I don't understand how a party that had so many people, there's no social media about it anywhere. No one was posting pictures on their Instagrams or their Facebooks or their Snaps or their TikToks at this party. Nobody went live at the graduation party. Like, these are the generation of kids that can't wipe their noses without telling TikTok about it. So why the hell is there nothing? Even before she was like totally reported missing, there's no way that everyone that was at that party went in and deleted every little bitty thing that they posted. here we have this little petite 16-year-old minor child that can't be found, and this guy is either involved somehow and trying to pull the same type of thing that I feel like Sammy is doing, or he's got some mental problems, because he is ridiculously hindering this investigation if he's just throwing a bunch of boo-boo out there. And that's all it seems like. Fake profiles. This guy doesn't even live there. He's not saying he was at the party. Even in the conversation with Ryan, he's still saying he wasn't there. Well, then why are you even saying anything? Why are you here? It's just so stupid. People need more productive hobbies, I guess. Okay, well, I'm going to get this timeline together. And let's keep thinking, guys. We need to bring Kiely home. Bye, y'all.